Hello, everybody. Hello. Oh gosh, that's a bad way to start it. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Down on the Sidelines. Here on the home sideline at Lakeland University is your boy Matty Icy, aka Matt Crowley.
And on the away sideline here, coming from Stevens Point, Wisconsin, in the usual spot in my own bedroom, is your boy Brett's Dot Golf, aka 99 Brett's, Brett's Loft 101. I got a ton of different nicknames,
Yeah,
so you
you
can
got
just
quite a
say
few.
whatever.
You got quite a few.
I've been called Brendini before,
I
kind of
like
like
that.
Houdini, but
I like that.
yeah, feeling a little magical today, Today is a pretty good day.
A lot of
Um,
big news actually.
yeah,
Most
lots
importantly,
of lots of big news in the NFL. Today is Wednesday, November 30th. We're just about closing in on the first day of December. So it is that time
holy
of year,
shit! I
folks.
turned 21 in 17 days.
Happy early birthday or late birthday. To you, Matt. I know you still got 17 days, technically 18, but um yeah, it should be a pretty good December for you then.
Uh,
21st birthday, always a good one.
yeah, you know what we're doing once I come home. I invited you.
I suspect. I mean,
Yeah.
probably go out to the bars, have some fun.
Yeah, responsible fun as always.
Yes, no drinking and driving.
No,
Never drink and drive, folks.
no too many people that have done that. Anyways, off on the sad note, I mean, let's dive right into the NFL news, shall we?
Yes, sir. We have a pretty good slate of news for you guys here today on Down on the Sidelines. First off, some major news. Let's talk about Aaron Rodgers and his injury because we did not really go over that incident back in the last episode
Yeah,
when
we
we were
kind
recapping the
of
games.
yeah we kind of pushed that off because of how I don't want to say how late, but like this deserved a lot more talking about than in last episodes. But yeah, obviously Sunday night they said that he went off with a oblique injury, and which is like, okay, that's weird. If you didn't know, Aaron Rodgers is playing through a broken thumb, which is partially why he's been doing so bad this year because obviously he's been playing through an injury, which you should never do. Like obviously you gotta wait, and wait. And so I think the doctor said that he had a hard time breathing, so he came out and he thought that he had punctured a lung with and broken his ribs. I don't think they found anything broken, or I think he might have a couple of bruised ribs, but I don't think. I definitely know he didn't puncture a lung.
So Aaron Rodgers said on the Pat McAfee show earlier this week, and I'm sure a ton of you viewers probably watch or listen to Pat McAfee. He was on his show this past Tuesday,
Isn't it like
and
called like Aaron Rodgers Tuesday or something?
yeah, they call it Aaron Rodgers Tuesday out in Indianapolis where they shoot. And Aaron Rodgers ended up saying that like he thought he had the punctured lung, like you said, and then he said, "Oh, we're all good injury wise. Like I'm feeling better. I should be back for the game against the Bears this coming Sunday." And it for a lot of Packer fans, this throws a lot of questions and a lot of fire into the air because a lot of people don't want this guy to get hurt again and more like severely injured. But then there are also the Packer fans who would not mind seeing Jordan Love play for the Packers against most likely Justin Fields list Chicago Bears team.
Yeah, like you said, like we don't know if Justin Fields will be playing or not. He's still dealing with his shoulder injury. But yeah, I mean, when Love came into the game on Sunday night, he looked pretty damn good. I mean, he had a
6'9". I believe he threw like 115 yards,
he,
something like
he had a
that.
nice connection with Watson, got him in stride on a quick slant for 68 yards. I mean, it's you, I mean, if you don't start Love here pretty soon, he's going to go down as probably one of the worst draft busts in NFL history. I mean, yeah, like you can say that about Aaron Rodgers. I mean, obviously you can't, but like it's no different with Rodgers and Favre. Like they drafted Rodgers in the first round to like just sit behind Favre. And obviously when Favre left, like Rodgers took over. Now look where he is now. Like I
Un-
Packers fans are kind of praying this is like what's going to happen again.
Yeah, I am one of those people who's praying for that to happen. And another interesting thing about what Aaron Rodgers brought up on the Pat McAfee show this past Tuesday was how when he was out of the game and he saw Jordan Love playing, he saw him as like a little brother figure to him,
I
or
did
like
see that. Yeah.
it's interesting to hear about that because if you compare this situation with when it was Aaron Rodgers being the backup and Favre being the starter, and then when Rodgers took over, everybody in the media said Brett Favre hated his guts so much, and that's why he left the Packers to play for the Vikings. I
Well, he played
like
for the Jets before going to Minnesota.
he did, and I that's where the media kind of threw me off in that type of scenario or story. Um, because I don't think the guys really hated each other. I think it was just Rodgers' time to start playing for the Packers, and then Brett Favre, he's getting old, kind of have to move on. But I can kind of see this story playing out in the same way, and the media is probably going to take it the exact same way too. That's if Aaron Rodgers like plays for a different team in the future. I don't
I
think
don't
he's
think
going
he
to.
is. I think
I think he's just going to retire right off the bat and like host Jeopardy or something.
yeah, I can see that. I mean, Denver supposedly got their QB with Russell Wilson.
Supposedly,
And supposedly Pittsburgh got their QB from Trubisky and Pickett.
hey Pickett,
Yeah.
yeah.
But I don't know. I think it's time to move on from Rodgers. I think a lot of the fans have been waiting for that because I think you can see in this year that he's basically given up. I can definitely see it from as a Vikings fan. I was like, okay, this is not the same Aaron Rodgers that we usually face.
And I mean, you could say reasons for that are because Devontae Adams left this team. We lost a lot of offensive linemen. We lost a lot of big parts of our defense. And still the entire team thought that our defense was going to be one of the best defense in the leagues this year. One of the best defenses in the league this year. I'm mixing up my words today. But they clearly have not been. And since we've lost Devontae Adams, like I know how much our offense is struggling that based on the fact that he's gone, but we can't really use that as an excuse for our performance because football is not just a one player, two player type of game.
It's a whole team.
It's a team sport. It takes every single player on that field to be successful. And the Packers are not succeeding in that way at all. I've seen them improve, which I'm glad for, but at the same time, it's disappointing to see your team lose football games. I'm sure a ton of fans of any team that has a losing record can
Mm-hmm.
back me up on that. Um,
I mean, shit. I'm a Vikings fan. I know what a losing record feels like. I mean, yeah. I mean,
yeah,
obviously,
like
like this is Kirk's. Like he got a 1 year extension. This is his last year with Minnesota. Like he hasn't talked about like retiring or nothing. So I'm wondering if he's gonna like stay in Minnesota or he's gonna play for another team. I mean, the whole point of not this past draft, but two drafts ago with Justin Fields and that quarterback class was that Minnesota was supposed to go get Justin Fields until the Bears had traded up for them, but
Imagine if that would happen, dude.
bro,
If
that would have been something else.
so, you know, like the Marvel What If series.
NFL, what if?
Yeah, NFL What Ifs. Honestly, it'd be so good to watch.
It really
Um,
would be.
there's so many like scenarios that have happened in the league that is like, how much different could the league be if like these
Mm-hmm.
scenarios would happen? And Justin Fields going to the Vikings, that would be one of them.
Because then
Um,
Kirk wouldn't be here right now. It would be Justin Fields' time.
yeah, like would Kirk still be in Washington? You don't know where he would have gone to.
Well, no.
Um,
Well, we got Cousins way back in 2018, 2017, right after the Minneapolis Miracle. We got him. Yeah,
okay,
so 4
so
years
yeah,
ago.
Kirk probably would have left.
He would
But
have left
actually,
this year.
Justin Fields, he could have been on the bench for that entire time. Like, who knows?
Mm-hmm.
And then obviously there's the what if the Seahawks ran the ball the 1 yard line. Um,
Yeah, there's so many what ifs. Like, what if Rodgers got drafted by the Niners or something like that?
oh my gosh, I watched a really interesting documentary on Aaron Rodgers and Alex Smith and that draft class. I was that 2005. I want
Yes.
to say it was.
Mm-hmm.
They basically talked about that entire NFL draft and like all the crazy shit that went down. And how pissed Aaron Rodgers got because he was projected to be like a top 10 pick
And he
or
fell
like
to
one of the first picks in the
32nd.
draft.
He was like
I think he
32nd, 31st.
no, I
Or
think he
no.
fell to the 24th pick in the draft if I can remember.
Yeah, come on, Packer fan.
Aaron Rodgers.
He was 24th overall. You were right in the 2005 draft.
My memory serves me correct. And from watching that documentary not too long ago, I
Yeah,
can't remember what the name of it was, but it was pretty good. It was on NFL Films. So,
yeah. I guess moving on from Green Bay to OBJ, with his little flight incident. I mean, this has been over the media. He was in Miami. He was going in and out of consciousness, and the flight basically told him to get off. Told him to get off, and he refused. They thought he was like doped up on like some drug or something. And to me, it seemed like he was just like dozing on and off, like because, I mean, when you're sitting there for on a plane, you're gonna be dozing on and off. I mean, I sleep on plane rides. I mean, I usually try to stay away for the takeoff, and then after that, I fall asleep. But I think this is getting way overblown. That hey, I think part of it's because like he's like a famous athlete. So, oh, he's like people might think he's like top shit, so he can do whatever he want. I definitely don't think that's why that happened here.
yeah, I agree with you. The media has definitely blown all this out of proportion. Like ESPN like highlighting the title or whatever. Odell Beckham Jr. gets kicked off flight. The buddy did not get kicked off flight. I mean, like he obviously did not go on the entire ride because I mean he was told to leave, but it's like saying you get kicked off is framing it as to if this guy ended up committing some crime or something, or like he said something that was like cynical on the plane. Like I mean I don't really know how to really go at it, but I mean kind of what you were saying. It's all blown out of proportion. The story does not really mean anything anymore. Like the Dallas Cowboys said they were unfazed by the incident. Like
Mm-hmm.
they don't care. A ton of teams, they're not going to care. Dallas Cowboys are one of the teams that are interested in Odell Beckham
That's
Jr.,
like the
by the
top
way.
team right now.
And Odell Beckham Jr. has the Cowboys on
His
his
radar.
list.
I know like Von Miller's been trying to recruit him to Buffalo. Basically, I know like the very beginning of the year, it was basically whoever wins this like week one, the kickoff to football, was basically going to be the team that he signed with, and now look where he is. He's still a free agent. I've seen so many fantasy waivers like, hey, you should really pick up Odell Beckham. I'm like, no, like he's still a free
He's not
agent.
even on a team
I
yet.
know,
Like,
like they're saying that he's gonna be on a team here real soon. I was like, I don't know if he will be or not.
yeah, where's the news of him getting on some kind of team? Like maybe the Cowboys, which would be really interesting. Um, the Giants would also be interesting too.
I like to see him go back to
See
New
him
York.
to see him back in New York, maybe in a Jets uniform instead too. Like
Mm, nah, Giants.
the Giants are definitely more fitting for
Yeah,
this guy. I
they
agree
they
with
need
you.
because they lost Kadarius Toney, their first round draft pick. So they need a big shot wide receiver. You can't rely on Kenny Galladay because he's
He's
not there
been
physically, and
so
he's not.
inconsistent
I mean that
in
he doesn't
health.
try. He doesn't even try anymore. You watch him during practice. He's like half-assing it all. Like that's not even over exaggeration. Like that's just facts.
He's the time he spent in Detroit, he was actually quite good.
And then ever since he's gone to New York, he hasn't done anything.
Disappointing to hear
Yeah.
when you just waste potential like that. Yeah, that's pretty much the news on Odell Beckham Jr. The guy, he's still all over the news, even though he hasn't done anything since getting a touchdown in the Super Bowl this past year. Um, he's kind of an overhyped wide receiver, if I'm going to be honest with you.
The reason he's so good is because he had this catch.
And they still talk about it to this day.
I
I mean,
mean,
I know
yeah,
we already have,
yeah, we already
but
talked about it on the podcast already.
like this guy, he's had a lot of temper issues from what
Yeah,
I
I remember
remember.
that. I remember him like
Um,
with the net and stuff.
His relationship with the net, yes. I was thinking of when he punched the wall after the loss to the
Oh yeah,
Packers.
in the playoffs, I remember that.
Like they made such a big meme out of the Giants when they went on this trip
Oh, the
or
boat trip. They're
vacation.
like they're like 10 and like 56 after taking this picture or something.
Yeah,
It's so bad.
so, such a good meme. I love it. Yeah,
Nah.
so that's the news on Odell Beckham Jr. Next up on our list of NFL news, Russell Wilson had his birthday party, and Sierra and Russell ended up inviting the entire Denver Broncos team to his birthday party. And take a guess how many people on the team showed
Ooh,
up.
ooh, ooh! I know. Pick me. Pick me. I know the answer. I know the answer.
What do you got?
Half, half the team showed up.
That would be correct. So Russell Wilson celebrated his birthday just yesterday. He turned 34 years old. Happy birthday, Russell.
He's 34.
He is 34 years old. It's pretty crazy to think that.
Oh my gosh.
Um I remember
Excuse me.
his
Not half the team. About half the team. That's just damn.
what so with about half the team
That's less than
attending
half.
Ru- Russell Wilson's birthday party. What are your thoughts on this?
This really shows that Denver really doesn't like him. This shows as like, hey, this is not the guy. Obviously, I mean, you went to their training camp. You say he looked amazing. Honestly, it's not working out for Denver. And so, I don't know what they're going to do because they got him for like 5 years or something. But it's not looking good in Denver with Russell Wilson.
5 years
I think that's
for
his current contract.
$245 million with $165 million guaranteed.
Yeah, that's gotta hurt.
Buddy is making free money, folks.
Basically,
This is my call to all of you viewers out there. try out for the NFL, because if you make it, you're gonna make bank and you don't have to do anything.
Exactly. But anyways, yeah, that's kind of something that I found definitely shows like the relationship with Russ in Denver.
I'm
So
curious as to what players on the Broncos showed up for
I
his
don't know.
party. Like, if it's the wide receiver core and like the offensive line or something, then like maybe this is okay. But if none of those guys showed up, there's definitely issues, because as quarterback, you gotta have a relationship, a personal relationship with your wide receivers, just to include them more to your team, build more chemistry, and kind of just like get something going here. But um, yeah, it was Sierra who planned this birthday party for him, and she ended up sending a birthday message. I'm trying to figure out what it was. It says she danced for Russell Wilson on his birthday. So Russell Wilson, I don't know, lucky guy, I guess. Um,
Yeah.
there isn't really much else to this news. But the chemistry thing could definitely be a big issue in Denver, as they take on, is it the Ravens this week?
Yes, I do believe
Yes,
so. They play the Ravens. Yeah.
they take on the Ravens.
I will say
So
this. Do you see that they got flex out of prime time?
yeah, by the Chargers and the 40, no, not the 49ers, the Chargers
Is
and
it?
the Raiders. Who was it?
Yes, Chargers and Raiders. No,
Yeah,
is it? Might have been. I don't know. I can't remember. It's not. I know it's Chargers again.
I can't. Yeah, it's kind of funny seeing the
Mm-hmm.
Chargers on there again, because I swear they've played like 3 or 4 Sunday night football games this
Within the
year.
past 6 weeks, yeah.
It's kind of insane.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
But
yeah. So that's the news that we got on Russell Wilson and his birthday. Um, Next up for NFL news,
this week,
Deshaun Watson plans on making his return this week, starting for the Cleveland Browns against the Houston Texans.
funny how that lines up, isn't it?
I think the NFL kind of planned it.
Oh yeah, they totally did. So it's definitely going to be interesting because obviously, I think Deshaun is better than Jacoby, but obviously Jacoby's been making a case for himself lately. But yeah, it's just I think this is just a game that he's supposed to like just get views up, just because it's Deshaun Watson returning to Houston after all his allegations and all that stuff. So
Yeah,
it's
I agree with you on
I
that.
think it's just reviews. That's why the NFL did it.
This is gonna be Deshaun Watson's first game to play in since the 2021 preseason. But as for the regular season, his last game was played on January 3rd of last year, the 2020 season finale game. So he has spent a lot of time away from the game of football because of all the allegations
Mm-hmm.
man has been in. And keep in mind, once the news broke out that this guy got suspended, it was like couple of weeks after the Cleveland Browns signed this guy for like over $200 million, and then they got rid of Baker Mayfield.
And
Um,
then everything that he got suspended was like, oh wait, we don't have a quarterback.
and and the Cleveland Browns looked like a really bad football franchise once all of that stuff broke out because of the reason you said. And they kind of like threw $200 million away, because I mean, if this guy actually did end up assaulting and abusing at least one of these women, things are not going to be good for him. And it's likely that he did end up doing that, but there's no proof of anything. So Deshaun Watson will be making his return this week against the Texans, his former team.
Yeah, I mean, moving on to that, I mean, kind of like, I mean, yeah, he's coming back. That's just about it. It's like it's against Houston. What else? But actually, one of our best friends, actually, I know he's really good friends with you. I used to be super. Don't really talk to him much anymore, but King Customs. If you guys don't know him, he makes shoes and he paints cards. And let me tell you, he just did a pair for AJ Dillon that AJ Dillon will be wearing against the Bears this weekend. So that is super cool.
It is some super cool stuff to hear about.
I know, Brenden, you got a pair from him.
Yeah, I ended up buying a pair of golf cleats. I want to say this was back in
It was like
probably January of last year.
when he kind of first started getting into it. Or no,
Yeah,
he was well into it. I remember he started doing it our senior year of high school.
yeah. So this was January of last year. I bought a pair of golf cleats, and then I ended up going to his house to ask him when's the best time he can paint my shoes or whatever in the design that I want. And like he this man is so cool. He kind of inspired me to like start up my golf TikTok page, which I mean I don't really post that much out of it right now because it's not really
You
golf
can't do
season.
much, no.
But it he inspired me to end up posting stuff on social media for my Golf content, and it's been a really big help, not gonna lie. But he ended up painting a pair of my golf cleats in a Splatoon video game type of theme. They look super sick. I wear them out on the golf course every single time I play. And once I'm done using them, I clean them off right away so I can keep them in good shape. And I keep telling him I'm going to make a hole in one with these puppies on. And when I do, I'm going to send a picture of myself with my hole in one or whatever to you. And he's like, yeah, man, that's super cool. I hope that works out for you. So he has a ton of success in
Oh
his
my
business.
gosh, yeah,
So
it's insane. Like he's doing the best of anyone that I know personally.
his customs is a really good guy.
I think he
I
has his
he
own websites.
he does have his own
Yeah,
website.
literally, I type in King CUS and like it's just King Customs and everywhere. I think this is. Hold on, I might not be the right one. No, this is interior card design. Never mind.
Yeah, but like huge shout out to him and like the way his career ended up taking off in that aspect was through Tyrese Halliburton,
Yeah,
who
he started doing
Oshkosh North for basketball, and he is an outstanding basketball
He's in
player.
the NBA right now. He plays for the Indiana Pacers. Got drafted by the Sacramento Kings,
Yes.
and like they actually traded him away, and like he came second in Rookie of the Year behind like Lamelo Ball, I think it was.
That was in 2020. Who was the rookie of the year?
It was a Ball, I know.
Was it Ja Morant?
No, it wasn't Ja Morant.
Maybe it was the 2021 season.
Ja Morant won 2020. 2019 was Luka.
LaMelo Ball won it in 2021. I can't remember what draft class Tyrese Halliburton was in. Tyrese
Maybe.
Halliburton,
Oh yeah, they gave us the runner ups. I'm on ESPN looking at it right now.
2021 or no 2020 to 2021.
Yeah, Lamelo Ball won it in 2021. Yeah, Charlotte Hornets. Like, it's crazy. Think
Yeah.
of someone that literally lives right down the road from us, and LaMelo Ball is out. So
Yeah, it's cool to think that like there's people that we know who have like this great potential of becoming like one of these big public celebrity figures in like any type of way. So I mean, it's always something that is just amazing to like think about, and I'm
mm-hmm.
sure like if there's other people who know people who are like really good basketball players or football players and then they ended up going to the NFL or the NBA, like that stuff is super cool.
I
So
know.
it, it's a this is a big shout out to King's Customs because AJ Dillon's gonna wear his my cleats.
Yep.
Is that the type of
Yep. That's
brand
the.
promotion it
Yep.
is?
The brand promotion. Yeah. So he's a point guard. This is his second year. I went to Iowa State and birthplace Oshkosh, Wisconsin. So it's like
That is Tyrese Halliburton he's talking about, folks.
it's just it's insane.
And so King's Customs, you can follow this guy on TikTok. He's got
TikTok,
191.4
Instagram.
thousand followers and 3.7 million likes. So he's a pretty big deal.
Yeah,
Um,
for sure.
it's exciting to see what other things he has in store because he's gonna keep building his brand.
Hey, King Customs, if you're listening to this, we would love to have you on a podcast to talk about what you do. So
Oh, dude, that'd be super cool to end up
we could
doing.
reach out to you, or you can reach out to us, and we can talk about possibly doing a podcast with you in it, and talk about what you do and how you do it, and how you kind of got started. I think that'd be a cool episode.
Absolutely. Like anything that has to do with entrepreneurs, that stuff's just
Mm-hmm.
freaking cool because it can inspire so many people to start up their own brand and pretty much do anything that they want that can end up being a great impact on a community, whether it's painting shoes, um, creating a robot that can detect ice thickness, hoping that that can expand on in the future. People don't really know what I'm talking about,
I know what
but
you're talking about.
um, yeah, that'd be super cool if King's Customs you joined us for an episode of our podcast.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be cool to get guests. So
Yeah, I guess moving on from that, I guess let's go into our power rankings for top 10. Obviously, we'll start off.
yes,
We'll start off with ESPN's because this is the one that we like to follow because this is the one that makes the most sense. So at 10, we got Baltimore, 9, Tennessee, 8, Cincinnati, 7, the 49ers, number 6, the Vikings, 5, Miami, 4, the Cowboys, 3, Buffalo, 2, Philadelphia, and 1, Kansas City. You know what I find really interesting?
let me guess. The Dolphins are ranked number 5 and the Vikings are ranked number 6.
No.
Really? Okay.
The
What is
Ravens are leading the AFC North and are 2 places below the Bengals.
that is because didn't the Bengals defeat the Ravens?
The Ravens beat the Bengals, but all the Ravens could be 11-0 this year, but they don't know how to. They whenever they lead in the fourth quarter, they blew it. They blew it against the Giants. They blew it against the Jags. They blew it against the Bills, and they blew it against the Dolphins. So
They take the foot off the gas.
they
They
really do.
That's their fault for doing that. But I guess that is quite interesting. But
Mm-hmm.
um it's kind of to me it's not really a shocker. What is a shocker is they lead their division.
Yeah, because they
Um
have that tiebreaker over Cincinnati. That's why.
but the Bengals are clearly a hot football team right now.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna get Jamar Chase back,
Oh yeah.
and the Ravens. I don't think they've really lost any like key figures for
No.
their team. Um, didn't Gus Edwards get hurt? But then that's been about it. I know
Oh
Mark
yeah, I
Andrews.
forgot he's still a person. Yeah,
I know Mark Andrews
he's
got
been
hurt,
he's
but I'm
been
pretty sure
fighting
he's
through an injury.
fine.
Yeah, it was a shoulder injury.
Yeah, watch out for the Cincinnati Bengals and Joe Burr.
Yeah, yeah. I guess let's get. We'll do 5-1 and then 10-6 or 6-10. Yeah, we do five
Right,
one. We do our top five first, and then we go 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
that works for me.
All right. So we unreveal them at the same time.
If we unreveal them, that means we hide them.
We reveal them.
There we go.
All right. In 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, okay. So you have the Vikings at 5, and I have the Dolphins at 5.
Okay, okay.
I mean,
Um,
I can see that.
yeah, these are respectable positions for both teams. I mean, the thing with the Dolphins though, whenever Tua's played at
They're
like
unstoppable.
complete game, they win. They haven't lost yet.
Mm-mm.
So I think from my memory, I did have the Dolphins a little higher, but I can't remember where I put them.
I
So
know the top 4 teams I think can beat them. I know one of them already did, but I guess let's get into number 4 because this one might be a little interesting to you.
number four, three, two, one.
I have the Vikings above.
Okay.
Okay, you have the Cowboys really at 4, really.
I bumped up the Dallas Cowboys from the past week. If I can remember, I either had them at 5 or 6. Um, I I got mad respect for this team right now.
Oh yeah, for sure, I do too.
They're mad hot right now, although they did lose to the Packers, but um, this team they dominated your Vikings. I know don't really want to talk about that.
Yes, whatever.
And they handled the New York Giants considerably well
It was a
on
one-score
Thanksgiving.
game. It was a one-score game,
The-
but yeah.
They kind of just allowed the touchdown towards the end of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it, I didn't think the Giants were going to come back at all. So, and the Giants, they were a top 10 team originally for me. So, I, I got the Cowboys at 4. How about you and your Vikings at number 4?
I picked that because obviously they have beaten Miami, but obviously we all know that they were without Tua. But I still think with Tua they would have beaten them because they Tyreek had over 100 receiving yards, but they really kept Jalen Waddle in check. And so I was like, okay, well if you take one of the weapons away, I mean, that's not much of a dual threat anymore. You just have to worry about one guy then. If you're already taking care of one guy.
I can see that for that Vikings team. I don't know if I could see them beating the Dolphins when they would have had Tua because did the Dolphins have Teddy Bridgewater
Yes, they did. They had Teddy
against the
Bridgewater.
Lions? Yeah.
Yeah, they did.
So like I guess
There's another one, but he got
I
hurt.
guess you can kind of compare the skill set of Tua and Teddy, like kind of similarly. I don't know why I'm having trouble speaking today, folks. I did type a really long short story recently. Um, but anyways, yeah, if you compare those two guys, they have like their own similarities, but Tua is definitely a better player considering why he's the starter. But
Yeah,
I can see why you got the Vikings at number 4. I respect that.
I respect yours too. Oh shit. Okay. Hold on. Mine was weird. All right. Number 3 in 3, 2, 1. I have the Cowboys and you have the
Okay.
Dolphins. Okay. Obviously, I have the Cowboys this high because they did blow up my Vikings. I don't know. Okay, there we go. Oh gosh, hold up. I'm giving up on our sheet. Anyways, my side looks
Yeah.
pretty. Yours just looks ugly.
I
They
don't.
blew out the Vikings. The Vikings beat the Dolphins. Therefore, like in that order, basically that. Oh yeah, the Cowboys
See,
can beat the they deserve to be a top three of how they're playing right now, like you said.
see, in my list, I'm trying to go off like the best teams in the NFL right now.
Well, I just well
Um,
obviously I think the Cowboys are still better than the Dolphins and the Vikings. That's why they're obviously in my third spot right now.
okay. With that reasoning, that makes more sense. With your logic before, where you were saying, so the Vikings they beat the Dolphins, but the Cowboys beat the Vikings. Like therefore, this like I get you can say that, but I mean the Cowboys they did lose to the Packers, and the Vikings they did beat the Packers.
Yeah, then that's just a
Um,
continuous loop.
yeah. So I was just like pointing out the reasoning you had earlier. Like wasn't as valid, but I mean, I can see how you have the Cowboys at number three.
And I
So
can see why you have the
I respect
Dolphins
that.
at three. And I can respect that too.
Yeah,
Number two, I feel like our top two will pretty much be the same. In three, two, one.
Eagles.
Yeah, Eagles. I mean, what else is new?
This team had a dominant performance
Jalen
against the Green Bay
Hurts.
Packers this past Sunday.
Yeah,
Jalen Hurts had a total of it was like 256.
total.
Like no, it wasn't 256. It was 157 rushing yards and somewhere over 150 in passing yards, which he's the first player to do that since Colin Kaepernick in 2012 divisional playoff game against guess who?
The
The
Green
Green
Bay
Bay Packers.
Packers. I remember watching
Yep.
that game. No, I mean, yeah, this the Eagles are 10-1. I mean, what else is new? Jalen Hurts is playing out of his mind.
They're gonna have a challenging game this coming week though against
Yes,
the
I'm
Tennessee
excited.
Titans.
I'm excited to talk about that game. All
Yes.
right, I think we both know whose number ones is, and reveal them in three, two, one.
The Kansas
They can't.
City
Yeah,
Chiefs.
it's the Chiefs. What else is new? I mean,
Mahomes still proves he's one of the best in the game. He's an MVP candidate race, probably sitting at number one or two
yeah, he's
right
favored like
now.
by negative 200 right now.
The Chiefs team, they're just filled with talent. Mahomes, Kelsey, wide receivers, Juju
Kels,
Smith-Schuster's finding his role on the team.
Kadarius,
Marquez
Tony.
Valdes-Scantling.
You have amazing defense. You have the amazing head coach. You just have everything. Like everything you want in a football team is the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah, the Chiefs team, the Dolphins, like all these teams we are seeing in this power rankings are fairly young football teams. So we could be seeing lots of dominance from these guys in the coming years.
Like it's hard to believe, but like when um when Patrick Mahomes was a rookie, he was 21 years old. I'm pretty sure he was
He was
21 or 22.
one.
He was super young, and now
He was
he's 27.
the fact that that dude was my age, like right now. I I, I don't understand it, man.
Neither do I, but it's Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, you can't really like count him out in any way at
No.
all, especially with 13 seconds to go.
Mm-hmm.
Oof. So we're gonna go 6 to 10 now.
Yes, because I like this
Alrighty.
because a lot of people will be guessing our kind of like our 8, 9, 10. That's what I like. But
Yeah.
let's reveal
Okay.
our six in three, two, one. The
Speaking
Buffalo
of
Bills. The Buffalo
13
Bills.
seconds left. Yup.
The Buffalo Bills. I mean, if you really want to go by my logic earlier, I mean, Eagles beat the
Yeah.
Cowboys, Cowboys
If
beat the
you
Vikings, Vikings beat the Dolphins, and the Dolphins would beat the Bills.
what the Bills beat the Chiefs, therefore that would move them to number one. Just kidding. Um.
They've been struggling. I think we said this. They've been kind of been struggling a little bit. Obviously, these teams are a lot. Obviously, these teams are better. ESPN still has them as three, but I think we need
Yeah,
to recognize that they are at least a top five team now, if not just outside the top five.
see, I don't know how ESPN could have this team at number 3 when they're not even leading their division. Um,
No.
it's pretty hilarious in my opinion. But they're at 6 for the reasons you said. They've been struggling a little bit. That doesn't mean they're going to continue to struggle. So don't be surprised if this team goes up in the rankings in the coming weeks,
Mm-hmm.
because they most definitely have the potential to.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, you could never count out the Bills. They have the talent. They're kind of like the Chiefs. But yeah, I mean, there's nothing much to talk about Buffalo. They're kind of struggling right now a little bit, but obviously they'll find their footing.
Yes.
All right, let's go to our number seven. Three, two, one. 49ers.
49ers. We both have the same.
I think it's about time that we put recognition in their name. The defense is absolutely stellar. They're leading the NFC West right now. I mean, what else can you really say about the Niners? I mean,
And the
they're
funny
doing
thing about it
everything
is,
right.
the funny thing about this is it's not even really the Christian McCaffrey trade.
No, it's
Um,
really not. It's all about that
McCaffrey's
defense.
barely done anything. The defense has just been lights out. So if fantasy owners, 49ers defense is out there, I'd pick them up right away.
Hold on,
I'd
speaking
do
of fantasy, I'm going to see if they're
everything you
still
could.
available.
It's not a bad idea. They're not available in any of my leagues. I know that. Yeah, but this 49ers team led on the defense um, by Nick Bosa. Absolutely insane. And then you also got Greenlaw, freaking good linebacker on that team. But you still have Jimmy Garoppolo. It's still, in my opinion, an average quarterback, but he's getting the job done. So you gotta give respect to this team for being in the lead in the NFC West finally, after they took it over from the Seattle Seahawks, who have been the surprise team of the year.
Yeah, I'm looking at my fantasy to see if the Niners defense is picked up. The Chiefs defense is still available. So, um, I don't know. Why can't I find
I don't
it?
know if I'd pick up the Chiefs defense
I already have
this
the
week
Bills.
against
I
the
have I
Bengals.
have the Bills defense, so it's not that too bad. Oh, but here we go. It's defensive. Oh yeah, someone picked up the Niners defense, unfortunately, so I can't get them. Sad, sad. But no, I think it's about time we finally put name to their recognition to their name. I mean, they're seven
We sh-
four. I mean, we've been
we
shitting
shit
on them.
talked them for a while.
Yeah, I think we finally realized that hey, they're the real deal. They're the 3 seed in the NFC right now. So
It's kind of funny that ESPN, they also have them at number 7, but
well, I do.
I don't know how often you have watched like shows like NFL Live
Not much.
and like Get Up or whatever, or First Take, but they talk like the San Francisco 49ers are going to the Super Bowl. Like, you've already heard people say, "Oh, the matchup between the 49ers and the Dolphins this coming week is a possible Super Bowl matchup." So,
You can say
with
that about any
ESPN
team.
with ESPN having them at 7, don't really know who does their rankings, but
I know,
according to
but
them, not really a Super Bowl matchup. But yeah, we'll move on to number 8 here.
reveal them.
Three,
Oh,
2, 1.
we got Cincinnati. I
I
mean,
think we're gonna have the same 6 through 10, Matt.
oh, you might be. I think it would be super interesting. But yeah, I mean, Cincinnati, they've come around. Obviously, huge win against the Titans, so you gotta look forward to that.
Their defense has been stepping it up
They do get Jamar
uh,
Chase back.
since the first 2 weeks. Getting Jamar Chase back is huge for them because they have a triple threat now in Jamar Chase, T. Higgins,
Tyler
and I'm
Boyd.
trying to think. Tyler Boyd is the other guy's name. Thank you very much. And Joe Burrow, you can't count the dude out. He knows how to win with a team, and this team, they have a legitimate shot at climbing up this board pretty darn quick if they can keep winning. And if they can end up winning their game against the Chiefs this coming week, oh baby.
That's gonna throw the power rankings in for a loop.
Oh yes. And I would absolutely love that. I would die for that. So
Unfortunately, we would probably see the Eagles back at 1, but
who knows? Like if the Dolphins for my list can like dominate the 49ers, I might see the Miami Dolphins in my number one spot.
oh, okay. I guess with that being said, let's go to 9. Tennessee Titans. I mean, what
Check
else is
that
new?
out.
I mean, holy shit! All of our 6 through 9 have been the same. So,
and our 1 and 2 are the same. It's our 3, 4, and 5. We have the same teams, but they're in different
mm-hmm.
spots.
I mean,
Pretty
yeah.
incredible.
I mean, they just lost to the Bengals, as we just said. I mean, you can never count them out. I mean, Tannehill, Burks is starting to show up finally. It's Derrick Henry. I don't know what the hell you're supposed to do with that absolute monster, but yeah.
Absolutely. I don't think there's that much else to really
See,
talk about
here's
for
the
this
thing with the
Tennessee
Titans.
team.
They're not a bad team. They're just above average. Like they're that playoff contender team, but they don't. I don't think they'll go far because they don't have like the stellar Super Bowl roster. But they have like the capability to make it into the playoffs, maybe win the wild card, and that's it.
I could see this team making it into the AFC Championship, but then they lose. Like I can't see this team being a Super Bowl type of contender. They have guys. The problem is they don't have enough of them because
Yeah,
I mean, there's the Kansas City Chiefs. They got shit ton of guys who
and
are
then you got the
good. The
Bills.
Bills,
Then you
shit
got the
ton of guys who are good.
Dolphins.
Dolphins, the Bengals, they're starting to get a shit ton of guys who are good. Like, it, it, I don't know really how to explain this Tennessee Titans team. It's Mike Vrabel. He's a great coach. Um, there's not much else to really say about them. The Cincinnati Bengals beat them like we brought up. It was a close game. That's why we got these two teams close to each other.
Yeah,
Like,
I guess to round out our top 10,
this one could be different.
this one could be very different. I think. Hold on, before I spelt it wrong.
I think it is going to be different.
Oh, hold up.
I was on the fence between two teams in this number 10
I
spot.
kind of was too, but let's see it.
Right. 3, 2, 1.
And there's a difference right there.
That's the other team I was thinking about picking.
Same here.
I had the New York Jets at number 10. Matt has
the
the
Washington Commanders. ESPN has them at 12, I think, and then the
it's laughable. NFL had them at 13, I think.
Jets at 11, Commanders at 12.
Did they have it was the Ravens at 10. Yeah. So, I mean, the Jets won Johnny his ice cream again.
Wait, hold on. Say that again?
The Jets won Johnny his ice cream.
Okay.
Isn't the kid's name Johnny?
I don't know what you're talking about. Anyways, continue.
You seriously don't know what I'm talking about?
No, I don't.
So, to begin this season, this was before the regular season started. There's this little kid, I think his name's Johnny, and he ended up doing like these interviews with some Jets players like Sauce Gardner and Zach Wilson. I can't really think of all the guys. I think George Wilson was another one too. And
You mean Garrett Wilson?
yeah, thank you for the correction. he ended up like saying, "Oh, if you guys win for us, um, I get a scoop of ice cream every week." Or he's like, "My parents say I get a free scoop of ice cream." And every time the Jets have won a game, they post something with little Johnny eating ice cream. And he's like, "Thank you, New York Jets, for giving me some ice cream." Like
Oh, that's
something
cute.
in that type of way. Yeah, you could probably look it up on the internet. I've seen it all over TikTok. He's not as legendary though as James Draws.
Yeah. Anyways, I mean, yeah, the Jets, I can see them. Obviously, these were the two teams that we were both thinking about picking. So, Commanders, I mean, they won 6 of their last 7. I mean, they beat the Eagles. That's why they're in my top 10. I mean, I still think they're definitely better. They play the Giants this week. The Commanders play the Giants. They're better than the Giants, and they're better than the Jets.
Yes.
With
I
Taylor
mean, I don't know.
Heineke, with Taylor Heineke, it's a different story.
The team is definitely heating up. That's for sure. Like the
Mm-hmm.
Jets and the Commanders, I feel like these two are gonna be a toss up for the number 10 spot. And then
I mean, I don't disagree with you. I'm just saying that. Hey, I just think that Commanders are just a tiny bit better.
it's definitely a toss up.
I
Uh,
yeah. I mean,
like
definitely these two teams are definitely better than the
I,
Ravens right now.
I had the Jets at number 10 just because of their dominant victory over Chicago, even though Chicago didn't really have like really
No, they didn't have Justin
any
Fields.
superstar power, and Darnell Mooney got injured. He's out for the season, by the way.
Yeah, I did see that.
But the Jets defense, they're young, they're
They're
bright,
hungry. They're hungry.
they're hungry for ice cream. Get little Johnny this guy's ice cream right now.
Honestly, we'll
Um,
see how they do against Justin Jefferson.
the kid's name is Johnny, by the way. I looked it up, so
I sure hope so.
I was correct on that remark.
But yeah, but I want to see how the Jets will do against Justin Jefferson. I watched like the NFL like game predictions like on the YouTube, and so obviously I watched the Vikings and Jets. They said that the biggest key matchup is going to be Patrick Peterson and Garrett Wilson, which kind of surprised me that it's not Sauce Gardner and Justin Jefferson.
That's hilarious. Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah, I would have suspected the same as you. Um, but Garrett Wilson, he's having a really good year.
he,
I'm
two
I'm
touchdown game
honestly
from last
shocked.
week. Two
I'm
touchdown.
honestly shocked how well he's doing. Isn't he a rookie too?
I think so. Yes. So
Man, the Jets are filled with some young studs, folks.
yes, they are. I mean, that's it for our power rankings. I guess straight into the game predictions. Then we'll wrap things up.
Yes, sir. So, week 13. We're already at that time.
Playoffs are
December.
playoffs hopes are on the line.
Yes. So, tomorrow night's game, the Thursday night football game on Amazon Prime is the Buffalo Bills versus the New England Patriots.
We both got the Bills in this one. I got them 30-20. You have them 27-20.
Yeah, this game's going to be a pretty interesting one. The Patriots defense definitely didn't play as well as I expected last week. Um and this game is in New England. Bills are struggling a little bit, so I don't see I can't see over 50 points being scored in this one. Um but I do see the Bills having the slight edge over the Patriots just because their offense is just I feel like they're light years ahead of the Patriots offense.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, you have more talented. I mean, you gotta realize that New England's like receiver core is the most mediocreest receiver core in all of football.
Devontae Parker's like the only guy.
And Nelson Aguilar. I
who
mean,
drops everything.
yeah, but I mean, I have them 30-20. I think it's still gonna be a close game. But honestly, like you said, the defense didn't really show up last week for New England, so that's why I'm giving them 30. I mean, they let up 33 points, like 33-26 last week to Minnesota. I mean,
Only
so
negative -0.5 fantasy points.
Miss,
Thank you, Patriots defense.
yeah.
Thank you.
Let me look up the game spreads right now for this. Yahoo or good old Yahoo.com. Bills are projected by 3.5, so that is that. I mean, yeah, I think it should be a good game. I don't think it'll be a blowout, but it should definitely be a good game.
Yeah, my key prediction, and this one's gonna be Josh Allen. He's gonna throw less than 300 yards, but I think Stephon Diggs is going to win his matchups against. I'm gonna guess it's going to be McCourty.
Mm-hmm.
Um, uh, I would just assume it's him. I'm not sure. It could be. I can't think of the other corner for the freaking Patriots. Doesn't matter.
All right, now.
Stephon Diggs is gonna score 2 touchdowns.
All right. Next, we got your Packers taking on NFC North rival, the Chicago Bears. Uh, Two different. I have the Bears in this one. You have the Packers. I have the Bears 28-20. You have the Packers 31-17.
Yeah.
I
So
mean, yeah, it's the Bears, but like
and
Bears have been playing better than the Packers in my eyes.
not last week.
Well, no. I mean, if you
Um, I could. I don't know if Justin Fields is gonna play, but I honestly don't know if that would matter if he plays or not. Aaron Rodgers owns the Chicago Bears, so I think that's why he plans on playing this week. He probably just wants to own the Bears in Chicago again. Um, I the Packers offense, they're starting to click. The defense, they need to learn how to tackle. Um, but I see the Packers prevailing in this one, especially now that the Bears don't have their top receiver in Darnell Mooney.
yeah, Packers are projected. They're negative 4.5, so it's still a one score game, but super close. But yeah, I think the Bears are going to pull out because if you take minus last week, they've been playing super good. Obviously, they've been scoring over 29 points, and they still lost. Besides last week, but yeah, I think Justin Fields will have a good amount of factor, but I still think they'll get the deal done 28-20.
Bro, if the Bears win, the Packers aren't last in the NFC North.
This is a battle for
Or
last
the battle
place.
for the tie for last, I guess. But then if the Packers win, they got the 2-game lead over the Bears.
Yes, sir. Moving on to NFC North to the Steelers and the Falcons. I took the Steelers in this one 33-28.
And I chose the Steelers in this one 28-20.
I mean, I think the Steelers are just a tad bit better than the Falcons. Obviously, Cordell Patterson is Cordell Patterson, so you can't really give up much on that. But I think Steelers have more weapons. I think they got the better defense. But I mean, Atlanta just has Cordell Patterson. That's all they really got.
That I can see that. Yeah, the Steelers defense, I think to me they're the key story. If they're healthy, they're a very tough team to compete against and beat, especially when TJ Watt is healthy. Defending defensive player of the year, just a unit of a freaking football player. But Kenny Pickett, he's developed his game pretty quick. Um, it kind of sucks though to see NFC South teams just kind of shit the bed. this year.
Mm-hmm. Tampa's
Because
been doing really bad too.
it's very possible we could see a team with a losing record in the NFC South make the playoffs. And then, I mean, the Steelers, they're not going to be making the playoffs this year, but this team, they have a lot to look forward to. That is for
Oh yeah,
sure.
for sure. I mean, yeah, we both Steelers in this one are -1, so
I could see this game being a one possession
super
game
close, super
easily.
close.
Like the fact it's in Atlanta too.
Mm-hmm.
They have a really nice football field.
They do.
By the way, like every time I see it on TV, I'm like, this is clean, man. Like, give me some of that turf, you know? Um, it's gonna be a really good football game. It's one of those games that's like, yeah, it doesn't really have any playoff implications, really, but I mean, it kind of does.
I mean, you can
Um,
argue that Atlanta's fighting for a wild card spot, but I don't
you
know.
most certainly could.
Mm-hmm. But
Yeah. So go ahead.
I guess we'll move on to that one. My Minnesota Vikings are hosting the New York Jets. We both took the Vikings in this one. I took them 30-27.
And I took the Vikings 33-24. Sorry, Johnny, you're not getting your ice cream this week.
Well, aren't you just a monster?
I mean, sometimes you gotta treat the kids with a little bit of disrespect, and it teaches them how to not be soft all the time in life because when people are soft, I mean, that's when bad things go down. So, sorry, Johnny, but maybe next week.
I know, like we
Um,
said, that this NFL thinks it's going to be Patrick Peterson against Garrett Wilson. I'm wondering why the hell it's not Justin Jefferson versus Sauce Gardner. Arguably the best corner in the league going up against the best wide receiver.
maybe there's something we don't know.
Maybe
Maybe
there
he's not
is.
going up against him. Maybe he's going up against Adam Thielen.
That's the thing. Like, if you have Gardner on Jefferson, who's going to guard Thielen? Because I feel like this could be a big game for Thielen.
Who is in the corner court for the
I
Jets?
don't know. Let me check that right now.
When I search Jets CBs, it's Jets CBS. I don't want that.
Uh, yeah. Uh, Sauce Gardner, Michael Carter, Bryce Hall. Strong safety. You have Jordan Whitehead, Will
Oh, and
Parks,
Lamarcus Jr. Yeah,
and LaMarcus Joyner is free safety. Tony Adams, DJ Reed, Braden Ecklos, and
Bryce Hall could
Justin
cover in.
Hardy.
I could see Bryce Hall covering.
That's your third
So
string. That is your third
Bryce Hall's
string.
a third string.
Yeah, that's what they have him as.
Jeez, that's madness.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, maybe I don't know much about DJ Reed. I know Lamarcus Joyner a little bit. Jordan Whitehead, I know him a little well, not personally, but
mm-hmm.
yeah. I now I'm looking at their offensive positions and like the injuries that they got.
Oh, well,
That's a
that's lovely.
bad oof. Oh yeah, they're gonna have a different running back in this week.
Oh, I'm looking at Minnesota's depth chart right now. Who would they have for?
Zonovan Knight's gonna be one of
Ooh,
the
he
starting
did
running
really good.
backs for the Jets.
He did really good against the Bears.
Otherwise, it might be Ty Johnson and then James Robinson. He's questionable, and Brees Hall. Obviously, we know about him.
Oh my gosh, Minnesota has 4 tight ends.
Well, they got Hawkinson, Smith, Irv Smith, right?
Yeah, he's on IR. Well, that makes that five. Who'll be TJ Hawkinson, Johnny Munt, Nick Muse, Ben Elfson. But Ben Elfson's a
Never heard of
lineman.
any of those other guys.
He's a lineman. We're look.
So
Oh shit.
this would be a
Harrison's
fun game to play.
yeah. Harrison
Like
Smith
guess the
is
team's roster.
yeah. Harrison Smith is questionable. Cam Dantzler's on IR. Oh wait, yeah, I knew that. Never mind. Excuse me.
Yeah, but for this one, we both have the Vikings, and we both have the Vikings scoring over 30, or 30 or more.
They are playing at
Um,
home.
yeah,
I
having
mean,
home field
and they're having
is
this
pretty
momentum
good.
from Thanksgiving. Kirk Cousins proved that he can play in prime time, and it's getting custom grills from Michigan.
What a guy.
Oh my gosh, what have you done to good old Kirk? Kirk really went from "I'll have her back at 9, sir" to "she calls me daddy" now.
So true, dude. But Kirk Cousins, the guy's pissed me off ever since college. Like,
Because he played
went to
against
Michigan
Wilson.
State, and
Yeah.
was they beat Wisconsin in that one stupid game where
And
he
that
threw a
Hail
Hail Mary.
Mary. Yeah.
Dude, that game gives me nightmares. But like the only great thing about like that season was we beat them in the first Big Ten championship game,
Mm-hmm.
which was like the best thing ever. Where Gus Johnson made that call on that fourth down catch. Oh my god.
Oh, you also want to know a super funny stat? So Justin Jefferson is second in the league for receiving. Tyreek Hill's in first. Tyreek Hill has a 1,233 yards. Justin Jefferson has 1,232 yards.
Dang.
Mm-hmm.
I guess speaking of leading statistics, I got the rushing leaders a year after Josh Jacobs' 229-yard rushing game. He now leads the league in rushing yards. He's at 1,159. Derrick Henry's in second with 1,048. Nick Chubb at 1,039. Barkley at 992. And then in fifth is Miles Sanders at 900.
Mm-hmm. I mean, both
And
those are all respectable.
Justin Fields is in the top 10. Justin Fields has 834 rushing yards.
I mean, he has more than most running backs, so
He's ahead of Aaron Jones, Damian Pierce, and Jonathan Taylor, who close out the top 10.
yeah. We gotta remember that Jonathan Taylor was also injured.
Rue.
No,
He's
but
injured for a
the
couple weeks.
yeah. But Vikings are favored by 3 points in this one, so should be a good game. This was actually
Let's hope
this
that's
was
a good
actually
one,
supposed
yeah.
to be the game that I was supposed to go to Minnesota and watch.
Really? You were going to go to a Vikings game?
Yeah, but we're gonna go to one in Lambeau.
That would have been cool to actually go to Minnesota
Mm-hmm.
and watch a game. And a game that's at like that type of caliber, too.
We thought it was just gonna be.
Like,
It's like, oh, it's the Jets. They suck. Well, not anymore.
yeah, a ton of people would have thought that.
Mm-hmm. But I guess we should keep moving along. Jaguars versus the Lions. We both have the Lions in this one. We both have them scoring 24 points. But I got them winning 24-20, and you have them winning 24-16.
Yeah, for this matchup, I just see the Lions offense kind of just like keeping it up. I thought they played really well against the Bills, and they actually had a legit chance to win last week. The Jaguars, they came off a big win against the Baltimore Ravens. Trevor Lawrence led the team in a big final possession, and then converting that 2-point conversion. So I kind of see the Jaguars scoring a touchdown late in the game, then going for two. and converting, which would bring it to 24-16. But I see the Lions holding on to it. I just think they're the better team.
Well, you can call this an upset because the Jaguars are favored by -1.
Surprising. Wow. I mean, having it that close, though, not
Yeah,
surprising.
they're
But the
both four and
Jaguars being the
seven.
favorite.
Yeah, then
Do,
we have. You want to move on, or you have something else to say?
I was going to ask, do you think that Trevor Lawrence is going to improve on the season? Because he's kind of starting to
I
develop.
think I think he's gonna find his footing here super quickly.
Okay. Yeah, that was all I had. So we can move on to the next game here. This,
Is a
should
super
we?
good one. You want to save this
Yeah,
one for last? Because I know
we
before the show you were thinking about this one pretty good.
Yeah, I put a lot of thought into my pick for that one. We can move on.
All right.
We'll go to that last.
Yeah, we have the Browns and the Texans. I mean, where is it?
The return of Deshaun Watson. If he
Wait, do they
even
not even?
starts.
Oh, there. Yeah. So, Cleveland's favored by -7. We've had both had Cleveland 30. I have them winning 35-10. Brenden has them 31-13. I mean, it's the Texans. I feel like it's going to be the Nick Chubb show. I mean, Deshaun Watson, I think he's going to throw for 3 touchdowns. Nick Chubb's going to rush for 2.
Right. I swear last time you said it was gonna be the Nick Chubb show, he rushed for 29 yards. Um, but I trust you on this one. This better be the Nick Chubb show and the Deshaun Watson show and or the Jacoby Brissett show. Either or.
I feel like whoever's going to do it, they're going to have 3 touchdowns for over 350 yards.
Big facts. It's in Houston too, but
They
I
don't
don't even
have
think
fans.
the field freaking matters for that reason. Um, yeah.
I mean, yeah, Browns are favored by 7. There's not much to say besides that the Deshaun Watson's coming back.
And the Browns just came off of a huge win against the Buccaneers in overtime.
They
So
sure did.
momentum is going to be carrying with them.
Mm-hmm.
So next up, we got the Washington Commanders and the New York Giants. This game is also going to be a really good one. You have the Commanders winning 28-22, and I have the Giants winning 28-24.
I mean,
So
Taylor Heineke. Actually, the Commanders are favorited by 2.5. So you have the upset. But yeah,
alert.
I definitely think the Commanders are more of a full team. They have more weapons on offense. I feel like they have a slightly better defense. So that's why, not over 30 points, but definitely going to be in that 20 range.
I could see each of these teams kind of going at it in the fourth quarter, so it's a little bit of a quiet start to the game. But then, as it progresses, we're gonna see Danny Dimes maybe throw a touchdown, and then Saquon Barkley get a rushing score, and then I could honestly see Heineke throwing for a touchdown late, probably to McLaurin.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be a really entertaining game. It's going to be a back and forth one to the end, but give me the Giants.
Giving the Commanders, I just feel like the Commanders are more of a complete team right now. Obviously, Giants lost to the Cowboys, but it doesn't matter. I still think that the Commanders will pull this one.
You're riding the Heineke magic
Hey, he
train.
was a former Vikings. What can I say?
And just keep riding it then.
Next one, we got the Denver Broncos at Baltimore. We both have the Ravens in this one. I have them 30-10. You have them 24-10. I mean, what else is new? It's the Broncos. They're a complete disaster this year. I mean,
Yeah, not much else to really say about Denver, except for how sad it is. and how sad Russell Wilson's birthday party was.
Damn.
Um, but the Ravens, they did just lose this past week to the Jaguars, but Lamar Jackson, he's gonna run all over the Denver Broncos, like no question. I don't even think he's gonna have to really throw the ball that much.
Yeah.
Um,
Baltimore is favored by -8, so 8.5.
are they the biggest favorite so far then out of all the teams we've gone through? I think they
Yes.
are. I'm surprised the Browns and Texans game isn't a further spread, but
I don't know. That
the
kind of
Broncos
surprises
are
me.
just that bad, folks.
Yeah, they really are. I mean, it's just so bad there in Denver, but yeah, definitely gonna be a blowout in my mind.
Yeah, I see the same thing as you see. So
I guess with
on
that,
next one, do we want to talk about this one right now, or should we just
we could
skip?
talk about this one, even though we kind of Dolphins versus 49ers. You know how we said earlier in the show that we were finally giving them recognition? Well, we're not because we're both picking the damn Dolphins.
I
I
have people knocking on my door. Keep talking.
I took them. I'm taking them 28-24. Super close game. But super close game. But I just feel like Miami's gonna pull through. And then I think Brendan left. And then
I'm back.
oh yeah, okay. Brendan has 21-17. So
Yeah, in this one, I heard you say something about the recognition for the 49ers, but we both chose the Dolphins.
yeah,
I, I think the Dolphins are just a more complete team. Tua, if he plays the entire game, they're gonna win. He's gonna hold his undefeated record
San Fran is
with him.
favorited by -4.
It's gonna be a freaking
So
good
another
football game.
upset.
Like I could see this game going to overtime, even
Oh,
though
for
I
sure.
even though I have the Dolphins by 4. But
I don't
Tyreek
blame you.
Hill, Jalen Waddle, this is actually going to be a return game for
Raheem
Raheem
Mostert.
Mostert.
Yeah, it is.
So that'll be interesting to see. I kind of Mostert runs all over them, and Jeff Wilson Jr. Right?
I think so. Yeah, yeah, it is. Shit.
Jeff Wilson and Raheem Mostert are on the same team, and they came from the 49ers, and they're on the Dolphins.
Yeah. So this is might be game of the week, as we might know it, but
Absolutely.
probably one definitely top two contender. But I guess moving on, Seahawks and the Rams. I have Seattle in this one, 28-21.
And then I got the Seahawks in this one, 37-27.
So Seattle is
Yeah.
favored by -7.5.
The reason I chose Seattle to score so many points is because the Seahawks have been consistently scoring pretty high, like almost this entire season. And against the banged up Rams team, who's just like they've lost it ever since they've won the Super Bowl. To be
Yeah.
honest, I could see Seattle throwing up some big numbers on this Rams team. Kenneth Walker Jr., I think he's gonna pop off.
I do agree, but I also think that Bryce Perkins may have himself kind of like developing, may throw for 2 touchdowns and maybe an interception over 250 yards. But I expect a good game from him, but I'm still going to take Seattle, more complete team.
Good pick. Good pick. So on to the next game, a divisional matchup between the Chargers and the Raiders. Matt, you got the Chargers winning this one 30-24, and I have the Chargers winning 33-30 in a shootout type of game.
Yes, sir. I mean, Raiders coming off that huge win from Josh Jacobs, but I mean, yeah, you got Devonte Adams, but shit, it's the Chargers. I mean, Justin Herbert's better than Derek Carr. Actually, the Chargers are favored by 1.5. I mean, I don't know. Like, this one can go either way, but I just feel I'll take the Chargers because they have the better team.
If you want to change your pick, you can change your pick.
I'm sticking
Um,
with the Chargers because I definitely know that.
Sticks with the gut. Good call. It's always good to stick with the gut, folks, because when you don't stick with the gut, you get it wrong every time. Um, you can quote me on that one too. So if the Chargers lose, I can get a ton of I can take a bunch of heat for that.
Hold on, what'd you say? What'd you say? Repeat that.
Repeat on por favor. What the frick did I say?
Oh
If you
gosh.
stick with your gut, it's better than not sticking with your gut because you're gonna get it wrong if you don't. But I got the Chargers in this one too in a very close game. The Chargers are well known for playing in close football games. Don't really know why. Because their team is pretty talented and they just decide to give people heart attacks. Uh, but Justin Herbert, Austin Eckler, Mike Williams is back. Keenan Allen is back. There's just more talent on the Chargers, and I get that the Raiders have Devonte Adams and they got Josh Jacobs, which are fair matchups if you compare him to Eckler and Keenan
I
Allen.
would say that the Raiders have the better weapons. That's why I was kind of teeter tottering. But then I got to think about the defense. I was like, I would rather choose the Chargers defense over the Raiders defense.
It's a pretty fair matchup. I I expected both of these teams to have like a record like the Chargers did going into this week, but like the Raiders are a pretty big disappointment. I think Josh McDaniels is not the right fit
No.
for this team, and I don't know why they haven't done anything about it yet. But the Chargers like to play in close games, so that's why I got the Chargers by 3.
Yeah, and I have them by 6. I got Chargers winning this one by 6. Still a close game, but Chargers are going to pull through. Moving on to our next game, since Cincinnati Bengals host the Kansas City Chiefs. We both have Cincinnati in this one, which is super interesting. Super close game for both of us. I have them winning
Yeah,
28-27. You have them winning 31-28.
I can see this game playing just like the NFC or AFC Championship game.
Well,
AFC Championship rematch.
both of those games like Cincinnati was losing and they came back and won.
And that's the thing that I love about this team. They got a lot of fight in them. Um, you know how much I admire
Joe
Joe
Burrow.
Burr. Yes, sir. Joe Shiesty, Jay Shiesty, uh, whatever you want to call this guy. He is proven to be the guy for the Cincinnati Bengals. Getting Jamar Chase back is gonna be huge. Jamar Chase had a huge AFC Championship game against the Chiefs last year, which was a big reason why they went to the Super Bowl. And the Chiefs defense, like to cover wide receivers, is practically the same as it was last season. So I think Jamar Chase, he's gonna have a really good comeback game, assuming he plays following that hip injury. If he doesn't play though, I would take the Chiefs in this one.
I would totally agree with you. Basically, what you said. If he doesn't play, I'm taking the Chiefs.
Okay, so if he doesn't play, we can switch our predictions. All
Yes.
right. Okay.
And then, yeah, there's nothing much. You basically said what I said. Super close game. Colts versus the Cowboys. I mean, this is the one's kind of self-explanatory. This is the biggest odd. Cowboys are favored by 11. I got them winning 33-14, and you got them winning 28-17. So exactly 11 points.
I follow the spreads of Vegas, baby. Only for this one though.
Yeah.
Um,
Uh, Colts have been struggling. Everyone got in a hype trade because they won their first game, and now they've been not been doing the best. Honestly, you gotta find a good head coach. Jeff Saturday ain't gonna hold you forever.
they didn't even win their first game. Didn't they tie?
No, they won. Well, with Jeff Saturday.
Oh yeah, their first game with Jeff Saturday. Yes, they did win. Um, yeah, the Cowboys, they're just a really well built team. Dak Prescott, he's gonna continue to heat up. CeeDee Lamb, I don't see the Colts stopping him. So if you got him in fantasy football, I would start
They're
CeeDee.
not gonna stop Pollard or Zeke.
Yeah,
So
it's gonna be a
Cowboys are
running
gonna
back.
walk all over them.
Like I can see it being a little lower scoring only because the Colts defense that like they have some guys like Darius Leonard. He's like their main guy, and he's been out for most of the year already. I'm pretty sure he came back. I want to say it was 2 weeks ago, right when Jeff Saturday took over.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I give me Cowboys 28-17.
Yeah, pretty much for that. I mean, it's getting late here. I mean, we're going on hour and a
We're
half. I mean, it's definitely not our longest, but we did start recording late, so. I think this is the new Sunday night game. Saints versus Buccaneers. You
It's
took
a
a.
Monday night football game actually.
Oh yeah, Dallas. They flexed Dallas to the. Okay, whatever. Uh, Monday night is Tampa hosts New Orleans. Tampa is favorited by -3.5. You took the Saints in this one. I took the Bucks 21-17.
Yeah, I took the Saints 17-7 in an upset that I don't really know if you can call it an upset because for some reason Buccaneers suck against this Saints team every
Oh
time they
yeah,
play
that's
them.
right.
It's like a curse or something.
The
I have
regular
no
season Saints is Tampa Bucks is Tom Brady Bucks kryptonite, but
yeah, like you
I
hit the nail
still
on the head. That's
I
why I
still
picked the
think
Saints.
I still got the Bucks in this one. Definitely not as high scoring, but definitely gonna be a good game to watch.
Yes. Yeah, so we did skip one matchup because to us, we think this is like
The biggest one.
the biggest. Yeah, this matchup could like do a lot to our power rankings. Not saying that the other matchups we went over could do a lot to the power rankings because
You definitely can.
they can. So the matchup we're referring to is the Titans versus the Eagles. You have the Titans winning this one 24-23 in a thriller of a game. And I have the Eagles winning it by 7, 27-20.
What's your reasoning? I want to hear yours.
Man, this game made me think a lot for the picks. Like when we were going over them, we even like were typing stuff on the outside of like the
I
matchup.
typed to you. I'm just like, did you forget this one? I was like, I'm thinking about this one. I was like, gotcha.
Yeah, I was like, nah, man, I need to think about this one for a second. What was originally going through my mind was the game the Eagles had against the Packers, and then like just how they ran all over them. But I know that the Titans, led by like a defensive coach in Vrabel, is like they're completely different from them. So like they're gonna be they know to prevent the run from happening. Um, and then
And
they got
you can
Derrick
trust
Henry
your
too.
secondary. You can trust your secondary with Tennessee.
You can, and then they got Derrick Henry too on the offensive end,
Hey,
and
who's gonna stop it? Like, it's
the
Derrick
Eagles have
Henry.
freaking trouble stopping the run as well. So it's like, dude, I don't know which way to lean towards, but like if you compare the offensive weapons on both sides, this is where I have the Eagles in a slight advantage over the Titans
Oh, you
because
want to know something?
AJ Brown, Devonta Smith, I
AJ
think
Brown is going against his former team.
he is. That is also a very key point. Um, that could be a storyline where AJ Brown just dominates his former team. Because the Titans, they don't really have a receiving core. I mean, they got Burks, who's starting to be an up and coming guy, but I I just don't know. This game made me think a lot, but I chose the Eagles to win by 7.
I think it's gonna be. I think Derrick Henry's gonna have a good game. Traylon Burks is gonna get a touchdown. Give me 7 receptions and over 100 yards of receiving. But in a shootout of a game, they win. Tennessee wins 24-23.
In a shootout of a game, 24-23.
Yes,
Shootout
sir.
got to be above 30, dude.
Okay, well, a close ass game.
All right.
But yeah,
Respectable. It's going to be a really good game.
oh yeah. I think we can't
Yes.
deny that.
Yes. So
But
that concludes all of our matchups for week 13. Matt is currently ahead of me in the matchups. He's got a 20-10 record and I got a
woohoo!
16-14 record. So I got to make up some ground here this week, and I chose a few upset picks, which gives me some hope. But we do not have that many different picks.
No, we really
I'm being
don't.
completely honest.
We really don't. I'm sorry. I'm trying to take out my contact.
Yeah, we're different. So the first game we're different on is the Titans and Eagles, and then the Commanders and Giants. Then the Buccaneers and Saints. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, it should be definitely interesting.
So I wait, no, we got a difference on the Bears and Packers.
Oh yes,
So
Bears. I feel like I will lose that one, but I'm okay with that one.
yes, you have faith in the Packers. Let's go. But I do have a chance of coming back this week because we have 4 different games. But I mean, it's probably not going to happen. But there is that. So
There is a
I,
chance.
anything else you want to add before we close out tonight?
It's late. I'm tired.
That's fine. It's almost midnight. It's almost December 1st.
Holy fuck. Yeah, but yeah, I would like to thank each and one of you for tuning in and listening to Down on the Sidelines. This is it from the home sideline. Matty Icy, aka Matt Crowley.
Well, if that's all you got on the home sidelines, Matt, I want to thank all of you guys for tuning in today. We appreciate all the support that we have. Let us know if you guys want to hear from special guests or whatever. Like I could include some of my roommates onto this show. I'm sure they'd be interested. I don't know about you.
I,
We
I
did talk.
have I have a couple of my friends. They want to do a whole listing out of every team based on attractiveness. They're girls, so
Okay, that would be interesting. I would not mind doing something like that. It'd be a little different. We can do some special episodes where we talk about different things and like quiz each other on NFL type of information, maybe different sports.
I
Like
like that.
anything along those lines would be pretty fun to do. We did talk about wanting to get King's Customs out here for an episode. I think that'd be super cool. But that is gonna do it for us. Matt, you already signed out. So here on the away sideline here in Stevens Point, Wisconsin. I hope all you guys have a good night and happy holidays because once it's December, you can say that. Yeah, on the away sideline, signing out is 99 Brett's.golf, Brendini, aka Brenden Retzloff. We will see you guys next time.